Well, Princess. Hiding from the terrifying dragon the moment it releases you. Very cute. But you cannot hide from me. I hear your heart racing. I smell your fear. I feel the warmth from your skin. I see you cowering behind that slab. Come out. I did not bring you here to play a game of hide and seek. I only wish to talk. I want to know why the royal consort to the famous crown prince of the empire was so far away from the palace. As I've heard, the consort was to remain by the prince's side at all times, and yet I was so fortunate enough to have found her hiding in a remote village miles from the capital, and no prince attached to her person for that matter. Furthermore, she wasn't wearing a dress fitting of a royal consort, but rather that of a lowly palace maid. Now, I know enough to know that everything from where you were to what you are wearing doesn't seem to make any logical sense for someone in your situation. Perhaps the royal consort has made a daring escape from the palace by putting on a disguise as a maid, so she may quietly slip past the royal guards? But why? Why escape? From whom exactly are you fleeing from? Speak! You will answer me. Ah, the woman is fleeing her betrothed. Why? Surely you must have some reason that has made you flee him. Does he beat you? No. Then, does he starve you? Does he force himself upon you, hurt you? No? Then I am puzzled. What reason do you have to flee a man that has done you no harm? He has forced you to marry him. And does that bother you so? Should that not be joyful news that the prince has chosen not a foreign princess or some noble's daughter, but a peasant girl from an obscure and insignificant village from a corner of the empire to be his beloved bride? You seem surprised that I know of your origins. You cannot fool me. I know you are not a woman of noble birth. Any of those pathetic blue bloods would do anything to so much as achieve a glance from that prince. He could have any woman he wanted, really. And many of them would be much more willing and surely much more faithful than you. But somehow, in this vast realm, he chose you. He personally came to your village and chose you, a poor, orphaned peasant girl from a small, unknown hamlet. A pariah who lived alone and would have died alone. You know the prince is quite beloved in the Empire. A swift and deadly combatant, a talented tactician, an amiable ruler, and an even more amiable bachelor. But I know that those faces of shallow adoration would melt into a sea of disgust if they saw their beloved prince turn into a monster. A monster unbeknownst to those who even reside within the palace's confines. A monster known only to his mother and a little peasant girl. Hello, my love. Surprised to see the terrifying dragon is actually the beloved Crown Prince Cardlin, your betrothed. Your face is as red as a beet. No need to feel ashamed when looking at me, my love. In fact, I implore you to look all you want. The sooner you get used to seeing me unclothed, the better. You don't have to look so afraid of me, you know. I don't plan on hurting you. Besides, what did you honestly think I was going to do to you? If I wanted to eat you, I would have done it the moment I caught you in that village, instead of taking you here to exchange pleasantries. No, I will not eat you today. However, if that is what you want me to do, then I have no problem eating you right here, right now, but I warn you, it won't be the type of eating you're thinking of. No? Very well. Have it your way. Judging by that continued look of bewilderment on your face, you still don't remember who I truly am and how we met, do you? Years ago, when we were both but little, naive children, I had gone missing from the palace for weeks, and soldiers were dispersed far and wide across the empire to find me and bring me home. Coincidentally, a little orphan peasant girl happened to stumble across a small, injured dragon at the edge of her village, with an arrow in its shoulder, a broken wing, and in a completely pathetic state. The dragon could only watch in despair as the little girl spotted him. Now, he could have ended her right then and there, but her screams and the smell of burning forest would have only brought the attention of more villagers. If that peasant girl were any other person, she would have screamed bloody murder, called the villagers to kill me immediately. Oh, she could have been hailed a local hero for capturing a wretched beast that had been ravaging the lands for years. But she didn't. She didn't scream or run or call for anyone, but rather she quietly approached me. Her soft hands held my face ever so gently, and for the first time, I gazed into the eyes of someone that saw me not as a monster, but as something worth more than a sword through its throat. Those weeks you spent healing and caring for me are moments I'll never forget. I don't care if what you did for me was out of pity or some form of selfish release from your loneliness. The feelings that you stirred within this monster inside of me is burned as fierce as my flame, and is as intoxicating now as it was then. Oh, how much I've craved it. Once I had fully healed and returned to the capital, the first thing I did was set out to that very village to find you and bring you home with me. Instead, the villagers told me of a wretched orphan girl they had recently driven out into the forest for being discovered in aiding a monstrous dragon. I don't remember exactly what happened when the rage consumed me, but when I had finally regained hold of myself, I had already burned that pathetic little hamlet to the ground. Oh, 12 years. 12 years of searching, and I finally found you. I had planned on telling you about who I really was the night you fled from me, and when I found you gone, Gods, I didn't know what I was going to do. I'd almost planned to burn half the Empire to find you, but eventually, I was able to follow your scent once I got past the walls of the city. Forgive me if I frightened you, my love. And please, forgive me if my actions thus far had only caused you unhappiness. If you will it, I will spend every second begging for forgiveness for any pain I have caused you these past 12 years. And I beg you to forgive me for not finding you sooner. But I will not have you leave me and return to your old home, or what's left of it anyway. I would do anything for you. My empire is yours. My people are yours. I, the prince and the dragon, am all yours. Heart, body, and soul. I would become a monster for you, to protect you. And I will love you for as long as I breathe air in this very world. You may travel as far as our empire stretches. If you wish to see more, then I shall conquer all the lands you desire and erase the lands that you wish to disappear. All I ask is that, wherever you go, you take me with you. Not as your ruler or superior, but perhaps as your companion. Or your lover. I know that you may not love me now, and perhaps you never will. But if you just let me be yours, I will give you everything. No, do not answer me now. There's still uncertainty in your eyes, and I will not accept a half-thought for an answer, not from you. I will give you as much time as you need to make a decision. Until then, you shall return to the palace with me and continue to live in our home. And for trying to leave me, you shall sleep with me in our bed from now on. Do not think that just because I am giving you a choice to accept me as more than just your prince that I have any intention of letting you go. You can trust that I can keep my more monstrous desires at bay until you come to your decision. And I'll help you realize soon enough that you're mine. Now, shall we head home?